Hello. Well, I'll be the first person to admit when I'm wrong when it comes to politics, but I'm usually not. Almost everything that I predicted would happen over the years has pretty much happened. Yeah, they were called conspiracy theories at first, but they're not. Everything's happened. But I have been wrong about one thing, and that's the American people. For years, I have demonized the Democrats for the foul, disgusting creatures that they are. That's one thing I'm not wrong about. But I have been totally wrong about the Republicans slash conservatives slash non-Democrats. Now, for simplicity's sake, for the rest of this video, we'll just call them Republicans. We know that it encompasses all the non-Democrats. All the time I've been on my soapbox, yelling and screaming, posting anti-Democrat rhetoric, I should have been yelling and screaming about the Republicans. Everything I've posted on my Facebook page, at least over the past few years, was to encourage Republicans to mobilize, to stand up against the Democrats and take back this country. Even my comments on other anti-Democrat Facebook pages have been the same. Yet, yesterday's elections proved I was dead wrong. New York City has now elected a fucking Muslim terrorist communist as a mayor. Virginia, a southern state, elected not only a Democrat that's in favor of grooming young children and letting men into girls' bathrooms as their governor, but also a radical Muslim as their lieutenant governor. California's ballot proposition to change redistricting lines to make them almost all Democrat has passed. And like the animals that they are, they're out there hooping and hollering, we did it. That's what we're going to do in the midterm. This is a victory for the Democrats. I have for years warned about the dangers of communism and Islam. Yet here we are. The communist and Islamic takeover of the country is in progress and nobody gives a shit. The Democrats are mobilized. They're organized, they're fully financed, and they're winning. I will give them that. The Democrats are not our enemy, okay? The real enemy is the Republicans. Not only the politicians, but the American people who are not Democrats, okay? People have sat by for decades and watched the Democrat machine slowly destroy America and American values. They have destroyed the family unit, especially among minorities. They have demonized God and the church, and they embrace Satan and evil. They murder unborn babies. They create victims through their lies and propaganda because people have become too fucking stupid to think for themselves because they'd rather have free handouts. They feed our teenagers lies and propaganda in our universities, and they have effectively created a generation of young communists who have no idea what communism actually is. They have created a generation of anti-Semitic young people that have no idea what happened in Germany 80 years ago. They tax your income. They spend it on ridiculous crap like cooking classes for male prostitutes in Haiti. Among all the other bullshit they spend our tax dollars on, yet they disregard the needs of the American people and the United States. They cheat in every single election. We know they do. And they steal political seats. Yet the Republicans, the politicians, and the people sit idly back and do nothing. Well, they make comments on Facebook. Oh, this is wrong. They stole the election. Well, they've allowed the Democrats to simply destroy the country to the point where it is now. And nothing's being done to stop it. Republican politicians and the people have become too comfortable. They have become lazy. They are so attached to their material possessions, their money, and their fear that they'd rather sit back and then to make some change. Oh, I might lose my job. I might lose a customer or two. I don't discuss politics. Well, they're all fucking pathetic excuses. I never hear Republicans say, I might lose my freedom or all the things that make me proud to be an American. Well, guess what? I understand losing your job, losing customers, pretty bad. However, you're going to lose your freedom. You're going to lose your church. You're going to lose your God. You're going to lose your family, or what's left of them. You'll lose your property, including your nice warm house, your gas-guzzling car, your bank accounts, and essentially everything that you own and hold so dear. Every single thing that you do will be monitored. And if you do not comply, you will be taken away and jailed and or executed. Forget speaking up about anything. Forget posting dissent on Facebook. That'll all disappear with the rest of your rights. And if you think I'm full of it, just read up on the history of communism in the world. You only have to look up what happened in the Soviet Union up from 1917 until 1989. 60 million citizens murdered by communist leaders for basically speaking up or not agreeing. And when the Muslims get a stronger foothold, okay, and start instituting their sickening Sharia law and their sickening values, women, you will have no rights. You'll walk around in a burqa covering your head all day. You won't be allowed to leave the house. You won't be able to leave the house unless you have a man with you. Homosexuals will be hung in the town square, thrown off buildings, or beheaded. If you commit the smallest of crimes, you might be beheaded in the town square for everyone to see. If you own a dog, your dog will be injected with acid and die a gruesome, horrible death, because to them, dogs are filthy. And these are only the highlights of what these pedophile-worshipping animals will do to Americans. Most of you might not like what I'm saying, and you're going to definitely not like what I'm about to say, but it needs to be said, and it needs to happen if this country is to be saved. President Trump must declare martial law. Yes, I know it's extreme, but we're looking at dire extreme times. He needs to use this to arrest and jail every single Democrat politician, every activist judge, every communist, every Muslim extremist, the mainstream media, and the financiers of the radical leftist movement like George Soros, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and all the other corporate heads that are financing this. The Democrat Party must be dissolved permanently. Laws that disallow communists and Muslims from running for office should be enforced if they exist, or new ones passed immediately. All of these people need to be stripped of their wealth and possessions and thrown into jail. And I'm not talking about, regular jails. I'm talking about jail them in Guantanamo with no hope of ever leaving. Laws forbidding illegal aliens from receiving taxpayer benefits, if they don't already exist, should be created and enforced. If they exist, they should be enforced to the letter. Once the mess is cleaned up, which could take us as little as 3 months or up to a year, and the American people are safe again, elections to fill the vacant government seats, federal, state, and local, should be held. Stabilizing government infrastructure, and then, and only then, should martial law be rescinded. All politicians must have limited terms and abide by not only their oath to defend the American people and the Constitution, but serve under a set of guidelines created that prevent them from serving any radicalized agenda. If they violate those guidelines, they are to immediately be removed from office. Yes, for me, this is the only way I can see to save our country. Am I being a bit radical? Yeah, I am. Is there a solution out there to rid our country of the radical threats that we face that is not extreme? If there is, please tell me what it is. Now, I know people have the right to protest and to voice their dissent and blah, 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 blah. But you don't yell fire in a theater, a crowded movie theater, okay? And if you're out there protesting and voicing dissent to destroy the country, you shouldn't be. And I don't care what you say, okay? You should not be allowed to do this. And if you don't like the United States, if you don't like our values, you don't like our way of life, get the hell out. Go to Canada. It's a liberal utopia of fucking morons and mental patients. Islam is not compatible with our Western values. The Constitution was created based on Christian morals and values. So, radical Islam is not compatible. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying about Muslims. And if you don't like it, sorry. You know I'm right. You might not want to admit it, and that's okay. But not admitting it and not admitting that we need radical change is exactly why we are where we are right now. If you're unable to step up, I should say, if you're unwilling to step up, then you should not be complaining on Facebook. Emiliano Zapata, a revolutionary leader and one of the most iconic figures in Mexican history, once stated, "It is better to die on your feet than to live on your knees." And living on your knees is exactly what you'll be doing under communist/Islamic rule. Now, these powerful words encapsulate the essence of courage and defiance, something that a lot of Americans have forgotten about, and the importance of standing up for one's beliefs. Zapata's quote urges individuals to prioritize their dignity and freedom over a life of compromise or subservience to the enemy or subservience to their possessions and a life of comfort. At its core, this quote conveys the belief that it is more noble and fulfilling to face the greatest of adversaries, even at the risk of sacrificing one's life, than to submit to oppression and live a life devoid of true autonomy and self-respect. True autonomy and self-respect is exactly what the forefathers did when they fought against British rule. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make any more videos after this. Frankly, I've had it. I'm sick of it all. I never thought I'd live to see what's happening in our country. And I never thought I would see Americans, the boldest people on this planet, the people that broke free from British rule, that fought slavery, and that beat the hell out of the evil Axis in World War II. I never thought I'd live to see them sit back and let this happen. I can only hope and pray that at some point, someone will be bold enough to step up and save our nation. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America. Bye.